Hey guys, I'm Lou and I am joined by Emily again.
Yay!
In today's video, we'll be doing the Unpopular Opinions tag. This tag was created by the Book Archer and I'll leave their channel and video down below. So let's get into the questions. I suspect this video will be very discussion-y.
I'm ready to spill the tea.
I was gonna say like get your heart medication ready because we don't have so much salt.
I love it. I love it.
So the first question is, what is a popular book or series that you didn't like? With me, I find that there's like so many. I didn't like Fangirl. I didn't particularly like Geekerella. I've also been let down a lot through the hype.
Oh, Caraval.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have very mixed feelings on Caraval. Like, sometimes I feel like I like it, but like other times I think it's just not good. So I feel like that's one. And that's very popular.
But it's also a bit like, some of them I have lukewarm feelings for, and
definitely.
I don't know if it's like, I hate it. I would be able to say that I hate it.
Yeah. I feel that way about a lot of contemporaries, like Anna and the French Kiss.
But I think for me, a clear one would be Fangirl.
Yeah, that is so popular. Like, now when I look back on it, I didn't really like the characters in that.
And like, I need to read Eleanor and Park, but I've done some research around the book already, and apparently it's quite racist.
Really? See, I read it. I didn't pick up on that bit. I'll have to look into that because that's interesting.
I feel like Western Asians would pick up on the racism.
You didn't really like Anne Darkin, did you?
No, but like, I didn't hate it.
No.
It had potential, I just didn't love it completely.
It's just sad when like you read something that's been so hyped up and you're just really indifferent to it. The Wrath and the Dawn was one that I was like, I wasn't really taken by.
P.S. I Still Love You. I didn't really like that, but that's because I don't really like Peter Kavinsky.
No.
I really didn't like The Wicked Deep, and that's a really hyped up book on BookTube.
Yeah.
Love, Hate and Other Filters. See, I don't feel that book's overhyped. I just think that it was highly promoted and then no one read it.
I think some of the problem with these things is that sometimes they're just promoted wrongly, or like they're just too over promoted.
When Dimple Met Rishi, I feel like loads of people love that book.
Yeah, they did.
And like, that book is just straight up an unhealthy relationship. I didn't like Windfall. I didn't like Cursed Child, but I feel like it's a more popular opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's an unpopular opinion to like dislike Cursed Child. The Upside of Unrequited, I did not like that book. I really didn't connect with it. I mean, I really liked Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, and I've read Lear on the Offbeat and I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. But The Upside of Unrequited, I really had a lot of problems with the narration and the main character. Like, the general story of it, I think, was okay. Like, I enjoyed it, but like, I remember like literally, because I read it on Kindle, literally like going through and being like, I really can't like bear listening to this person.
Thinking about it, it's probably quite similar to Fangirl.
Yeah, I found the narration of Fangirl irritating. I didn't like the Sun is also a star.
I didn't like everything.
No. I understand why people enjoyed that book. I think it could really work for some people, but I didn't like the style in which it was told, and I didn't really like the insta-love. I mean, that is like the main point of the book, so if you don't like insta-love, don't read it, and maybe I shouldn't have done.
I feel like I need to read it and then talk to Gio about all the Korean things. Make Gio watch the Korean guy acting in that movie and just like see what he thinks.
Oh yeah, because there's a movie coming out of it, isn't there?
Yeah.
What is a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but you love?
See, I tend to have like a general consensus with the people.
I would say The Hazelwood for me. Like, I know a lot of people really didn't like The Hazelwood because it came out in quite a few subscription boxes and people were really hyped for it as well. The cover was, well, the US cover was absolutely beautiful, but it just didn't work for everyone, and I really enjoyed it. So I think that would be one for me that I loved that actually quite a lot of people hate.
I think maybe for me it would be An Enchantment of Ravens, but I'm not sure if I would like it now. But when it came out, lots of people were comparing it to A Court of Thorns and Roses and saying that it's like a lesser version of that. Maybe Eliza and Her Monsters. I feel like Eliza has a very mixed...
I didn't particularly like that. Like, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't particularly like that, but I know you really like that bit.
And then my ex broke up with me himself, he called me that boy. What is a love triangle in a book or series where the main character ended up with the person you did not want them to end up with?
To all the boys I've loved before, because Peter Kavinsky was not good enough for Lara Jean. He was a complete
Melend.
John Ambrose was only good-hearted and nice, and I just feel like Lara Jean overlooked that. I mean, I know she felt like torn between them a bit, but like not enough, I don't think.
I would say that, but I also would think Mal and Alina from Shadow and Bone trilogy. But I feel like all the romances in that storyline was just not strong enough.
No.
That perhaps it may have been better if they were just like stuck as friends.
Perhaps
or like
it may have been better if Alina just died.
Oh yeah, even that.
I think that would have just been better, to be honest. What is a popular book genre that you hardly reach for?
For me, it's quite a few. I don't tend to reach for like classics. There's like a very limited pool of historical fiction I pick from, simply because we studied history and like
yeah, definitely.
I still haven't recovered from like history and studying history.
I tend not to read adult contemporary romances. Just I don't find that they work for me, so I don't read that.
I don't avoid them as much as you,
no.
But like I still don't read them as much. I sort of have to be in the mood for thrillers, especially adult thrillers.
I don't tend to go for thrillers.
I'm very picky about my sci-fi.
I genuinely don't read sci-fi actually, which I should do because I think I'd enjoy it. We both were talking about how we don't really like dystopians.
But then I think what we mainly read is young adult.
Yeah, I think so.
What is a popular or beloved character that you do not like?
The Darkling. It's not that I dislike him. Well, obviously he's a villain, but like I just don't understand why people are so upset. I don't really like Jace. Yeah. I don't like Jace.
Yeah, I don't really see the appeal in Jace.
No. Especially when you read like the Infernal Devices, especially if you do it in the order of publication with the Infernal Devices in between the last 3 Mortal Instruments, you really like feel how much weaker Jace is compared to like Will and Jem. It really shows. Who is a popular author?
Oh, I got something for a book now. You know the books that we didn't like?
What?
One of Us is Lying.
Yeah, we didn't really like that. Who is a popular author that you can't seem to get into?
If I say Karen M. McManus, it's really because I've read one book of hers.
Yeah, like there's a couple of authors like Maggie Stiefvater. I've read the Shiver series. I read the first of the Raven Boys. I thought it was okay. I have the rest of the series and yet I haven't really wanted to pick it up. Yeah, I feel like that would be an author for me. Like I do want to read that, but I just don't feel like the desire to at the moment. And it's been a 1.5 years since I read the Raven Boys.
I would say probably Liz Braswell, because there's like 3 books that I almost DNF'd of hers. And they're all from like the Disney retelling series. But I think it's just because she's not a very good retelling author. I do have one more book of hers that I need to read. And I've been putting it off because it's like a 600-page book. But also I didn't really like any of her other books.
E. Lockhart probably as well. I read We Were Liars, I didn't really like it. And I read Genuine Fraud, and again I just didn't really like it. It wasn't that I actively dislike them, it's just I felt very sort of indifferent towards them. And I know so many people really like We Were Liars.
What is a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing?
I actually saw a tweet today on Twitter. I think you might have liked it. It was about like boys quoting Shakespeare.
Oh yes.
This really gets to me. It's not just Shakespeare that's an example of it, but it's like when YA characters suddenly like have all this knowledge and like classical knowledge and stuff. I'm not saying you can't have that, it's just the way that some adult authors write these characters as if that's like a really interesting and cool thing. It really gets on my nerves. I mean, it's not just John Green. I do find it in quite a few other books. And it's meant to make the guy more likeable and more interesting, but just doesn't do much.
I'm not sure if these are tropes, but it's something that I definitely don't like seeing in books. And that's if a girl's personality is only about her liking food, just to seem like more normal. But also if a girl's like, oh, well, I'm not pretty enough, and she's like a stereotype of a country's like ideal beauty, and yet she's saying that she's not pretty enough. I caught Thunder and Roses.
Is that a real cough?
No. I really don't like this trope in LGBT plus books, and that's when someone is outed. It's not them coming out of the closet, it's them being forced out of the closet by either someone or like a situation where they're being blackmailed or a relationship's gone like completely wrong. I feel like LGBT plus stories should have more stories of just people being gay and people accepting that they're gay and not needing to come out of the closet. Yes, that whole process is important, but it's a bit like you need to show more stories where gay people aren't being outed.
Yeah, and if they're coming out, they're coming out on their own terms, and if they're not coming out, because there's so many people who still haven't come out for various reasons, and I think that's important to show that in representation as well.
Yeah, so that's something I don't like to see. That's definitely not necessarily a trope, but it's definitely like a massively common theme, especially in young adult.
It's to create like tension for the character, and I think it's overused. Another trope that I don't really like, or it's one I've definitely got sick of in contemporary romances, is when you have a couple and they get together, but then they break up sort of like 50 pages towards the end. But you know they're going to get back together at the end. But it's just to create that little bit extra tension at the end. And it just, I don't like it. It's just so overused.
It happens in Korean dramas as well.
Yeah.
It's like episode 12 out of 16, the characters are like, will break up.
Yeah. Oh, it happens all the time on like TV shows, and like I just think it's important to show lasting, healthy relationships. What is a popular book or series that you have no interest in reading? I have quite a few for this.
See, I feel like I don't have that many because I'm always open to things.
See, I would say Game of Thrones.
But like I understand that.
Yeah.
Because it's a massive commitment.
It is a massive commitment, but also like I just don't have any interest. I get everyone enjoys it and I'm happy for everyone. Please carry on enjoying it. It's just I will not read it or watch it.
There's a few that I can think of, but like I own the book, so I will eventually get around to reading them. It's just that I have no immediate interest in reading them. The rest of the Fifth Wave series I will not complete. The Chaos Walking series I will not complete.
I'd probably say the Maze Runner.
Oh yeah,
I bought those books years ago. And then last year I just unhauled them because I was just like, I'm never gonna read it. There was like allegations made against the author, and I was just like, no, I'm done.
You got the Ali Condi books? Is it Matched?
Matched.
I'm not interested in that. What is a movie or TV show adaptation of a book or series that you like more than the books?
Quite a few things.
Yeah, there's like so many for me. Beastly, Safe Haven, Duff, Game of Thrones. But then I'm not sure how the books will continue.
Poldark. The only reason is it's not because I don't like the books, it's just because the books are so dense with like stuff happening, whereas the TV show kind of like feels like it's moving much quicker and stuff. I mentioned this in the other video, but Angus Thong's Imperfect Snogging was like one of my favourite films when I was younger. I loved it so much. But then I read the book and I was just like so confused. I was like, what is this? I just really didn't like it at all.
Matilda, Holes. But also we haven't watched a lot of the recent releases. Like we haven't watched The Hate You Give. We're going to watch Love Simon today. We haven't watched The Darkest Minds. To All the Boys I Loved Before. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you agree with our unpopular opinions. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of me and us. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.